A couple of years ago, a trend swarmed the internet, where people all across the world would post on social media. What would they post? A picture of something that was generally considered neat, well-organized, or clean. Whether this was a nice stack of books or a neat stack of towels. The true issue lied in the comment section. There, they would write, #SoOCD, or I'm OCD. And some had the audacity to say, I am OCD. Really? This happened while 70 million people across the world were suffering under the dark, soulless grasps, which OCD truly is. As mental health movements have picked up light, OCD has been casted in the shadows, not helping students like me and possibly you. I'm not talking about a one message with 15 to 10 emojis. I'm talking about a straightforward, gritty expression of support. As a student who's learning about OCD, I was tricked by short-form media content that has stigmatized OCD and its surrounding symptoms. When watching a movie about someone with OCD, he was pictured as a germaphobe, someone who was clean, had his life in perfect order. But that couldn't have been further from the truth. As a student with OCD, my desk is as messy as possible, with water bottles from months on end, books stacked miles high. And if you were to ask me, where is my organizer? I would ask you back, what is an organizer? And lastly, Exhibit A. Although due to an unfortunate incident, I don't have too much of it, my hair is still frizzy as always. And this same condition impacts 2 to 3% of adolescents across the world. And to clarify, again, OCD stands for Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. It's a cyclical condition that doesn't just run every day, not every hour, not every minute, but every living second of those who are afflicted. And if we look at this condition closer, there are 2 checkpoints we can rule. The first being the obsession. This is the emotion, the intrusive thought, the driver to complete such action, whether it's the checking of the shoes, the walking in a straight line, washing of the hands. For me personally, when I wash my hands, I have to follow a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 pattern. Crazy, but that is the reality we have to deal with as ones with OCD. And then comes the second hand, the compulsion, the action of completing said obsession. I understand this cycle runs vigorously throughout our mind. How can that be possible? So let me put it to you this way. Think about 2 walls. Every time an obsession arises, these walls start to materialize and start to close in, getting closer, closer, and closer. But when you complete a compulsion, these walls trace back, just a smidge. And if we look at this relationship with greater nuance, we see that these walls cannot get closer forever. At some point, they crush the individual, removing their spirit, their passion, their will to live. And this exemplifies the lose-lose situation those with OCD have to face, bringing out emotions such as fear, anger, confusion, hate, and even depression. But trying to stop a condition like OCD isn't as easy as it may seem. As according to NPR, they interviewed multiple participants with OCD, and they found that each single one of them were cognizant of their very own condition. But what kept them from trying to solve it? Their fear. The fear of that invisible cage that haunts them each single day. With only a few individuals with immense therapeutic support and the support of their families, were they able to escape the cage. Sad, isn't it? Because again, 70 million people across the world face those same issues. Moreover, OCD adds just another complexity. How can we solve it? We really don't know, Because according to Marsha Morris of the University of Florida, she found that OCD increased when global traumatic events occurred, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, when paranoia, tensions, and anxiety rise. OCD's presence within the population rise as well. But that alone isn't enough, because according to Johns Hopkins Medicine, they themselves found that OCD can be linked to genetic factors, familial genetics, environmental pressures, diet, lifestyle. But with so many moving parts, how can we solve such an issue? We really don't know. That is the issue. I understand this is a lot to take in, so let me present it my way, how I've dealt with OCD, how I've seen OCD. As a child, I never cared what I was gonna do the next day. I only wanted to experience the pleasures of the present, never giving a thought to my surroundings, and was in pure bliss until middle school. OCD reared its ugly head. I was in a class, Algebra 1. Each week, we were assigned a set of problems. Easy, 1.5 hours, in and out, all done. But the true issue came to when I had to submit it. I was stuck at the printer, scanning the same paper over and over again. And the thought arose in my head. What if this pencil mark is too bad? What if this crinkle in the paper is incomplete? What if this random one on the top of the paper will give me an incomplete? And these thoughts circled through my head over and over and over again, causing tears to run to my chin. But that didn't stop me. I kept on rescanning that same paper, redoing the same number of problems till 2 to 3 in the morning, until I never submitted it. I didn't submit it no matter how much hard work I put, because OCD kept me stuck, strained, even dead. And this, how OCD impacted my middle school life. It removed my sociability. It removed my well-being. But not just that, OCD almost took my life away. Because one day, when I was walking from the bus to my house, I was walking in a single pattern, each step of the way, making sure no obsession was broken and not a single crack was stepped on. But there was my greatest mistake, not seeing the incoming car. If it wasn't for my friend to pull me back, would I have been dead? Would I be gravely injured? Would I be on this stage here to talk to you about the 70 million people that suffer under such a condition? I don't know. But what I do know is I had to look life through a different lens. I needed to view life in happiness. I couldn't let myself be restricted to those walls again. I was done feeding those walls with anger, fear, anxiety. I was born anew, letting myself do what I had to do. But there lies the greatest issue. Not everybody has those eye-opening experiences. They often hide their fears, internalize them. According to the Mac Clinical Center of Research, many people go to great lengths to hide their OCD. But that is the crime. People should not have to hide their conditions, their symptoms, their mental health problems. We as a society need to remove the stigmatization among them. If we can go hand in hand and remove the stigmatization, the nuances, the fakes, and explain what our conditions truly are, we together solve half the problem. Because again, we are not so OCD. We are the force against it. So please, rise with me. Thank you.